Hello guys, good day. I hope you are doing well. This moment we are going to talk about a very important aspect of our lesson, which focus on systems software. And now system software is a continuation from the previous lesson. So I urge you to watch and to watch the previous lesson because it's connected to this one and it's gonna guide you towards this very particular one. So that is it. Please remember to subscribe the channel so that you'll be notified when future videos are already uploaded. Thank you so much. So now we're going to talk about system software. Remember your device that you are using, your computer device that you're using, that very smart device. It works on something, and what it works on is what makes it usable and what makes it effective, and that is what your system software. So that's what we're gonna be looking at this very time. Okay. Now, what is the system? What is the system software? For you to be able to understand, it's a system software basically gives you it's what makes your computer, what makes your device to do what it needs to do to be able to function on all those application software that you might install. And in order for you to be able to understand this very particular lesson, this particular chapter, you need to be able to understand, evaluate yourself using these learning objectives. So we have 8 learning objectives, and all these 8 learning objectives are meant to evaluate you, to self-evaluatory guide. At the end of you studying, watching this video, studying this very lesson, you should be able to this chapter, you should be able to tell yourself, to judge yourself from all these learning objectives, master them all. If not, you need to revisit the lesson again. Okay, now computer and computer applications have become part of the fabric of everyday life. What does this mean? It means that computer and its application is no longer something that we use casually, but rather it is something that it's part of our life. That today, literally, people, some may not stay in a day without using their smartphone, without using their cell phone, without using their devices, because their life, their work, their programs are all embedded on these devices. And that is why computers have become part of the fabric of our daily operations and daily life. Okay, so they are a great as long as they are working, meaning that what when as long as these devices are working, their function, the impact in our everyday life goes along the same line. So, but in using these devices, using our computers, whoever thought about the processes and the program that is running behind them, that makes them to be smart, that makes them to be effective, that makes them to be doing what they are doing for us. Whoever imagined, whoever thought of that, literally none. Okay, so and that is what the effect and the program, the effect of what of system software. So such systems are what operating system, utility program, device drivers that are the system software that we are going to learn here. So you have your all those things that makes your computer to be what it is, that without them, remember, a system software, without a system software on your computer, on your device, that device is not, it cannot be used. It's not useful. It cannot function, cannot be used. It doesn't have any purpose. Meaning what, the system software is what the computer uses to perform its function. Is a background program that enables the computer to be effective, that through which you can now load all the applications as you learned in our previous in our previous lesson. Okay, so what is this system software? Work with end user application and computer hardware. Now, a system software is what enables end user applications to work. Is what enables the application software end users to work, end users applications to work, and also it's what enables the hardware to work. That is to show you that without a system software, nothing will work on a computer. And they handle the technical issues of your computer. And in this system software, they include your operating system utilities, your language translators, your device drivers, and so many others. As you can see here right now, that a system software is a component that combines this this the, the, this these people. Look at you as an end user, me and you as an end user of this software of a computer. It allows us to do what? To interact with the computer. Also, look at the system software. So it's an intermediator between the hardware and the users. That without the system software, you cannot cannot be able to make use of that very hardware of that very computer. So here we have all our hardwares lying on the right hand of your screen, the picture on your screen, and then you have you on the left hand side. And now your system software is at the middle, which is what the intermediator, the bridge between the hardware, your smartphone, and you. That if you remove the system software, then your hardware being your smartphone, your tablet, your desktop, your laptop, and all those devices cannot be effective, cannot function. That's to show you the role and the importance of a system software in a computer. And also, the typical example of that is an operating system, right? Which is a collection of programs that handles technical tasks. The functions are what? To manage computer resources. Your typical operating system, like your Windows operating system, and so on and so forth. There, what the function of it is to manage all those resources, all those softwares, all those applications on the computer and everything. So coordinate the memory, processing, storage, printers and everything, that your printers are also embedded inside the also connected through your operating system and all that your memory, external memories, internal memories, and all the rest of them, they're all being controlled, managed by your operating system. Also monitors the performance, schedule of tasks, provides security and up-to-date of your computer. And very important, it also provides the user interface, that what the screen that you see, where you can be able to click, do all your commands. It also helps you to coordinate that, and also provide the running of it, the running of applications, which multitasking, background, and forward and background application also be managed. So you can see that everything you can ever imagine that happened behind the scene of your computer is being handled by operating what system. Okay, so what are the features of operating system? Look at this. It provides the button that is what enables your computer. Remember what I said before, that without your system software, in this case your operating system, that your device cannot is useless, right? Imagine that the ability for your device to be on, to boot, is being enabled by what? By operating system. You can see the function, which also have the features of your icons, your pointers, your windows, your menus, your tab, your drag box, help, ejection control, and the file folders and all the rest of them. So it doesn't end you starting your computer. As you can see on this picture, it also facilitates all your pointers and everything. That is what the features of your what operating system. Okay, we have different kinds of operating systems. There are three categories of an operating system. One of them is an embedded operating system. okay, which is a written operating system, the one that runs on your smartphone, on your smartwatches, video games, and everything. They are all categorized as one embedded operating system. And why is it embedded operating system? And why is because it's a written operating system that it runs. It's been up is it comes with the program as you buy it. It doesn't come separate. It comes with it as a single unit. And not only that, it can be updated over and over time. Okay, so it comes with the computer, it comes with your smartphone. You can't say, okay, you have a smartphone, it's an operating system. No, it's embedded. It comes with it from get-go. Also, we have our standalone operating system, which are mostly used by desktop. Like you can buy your desktop and then install the operating system later. They are two different things. It doesn't come. But now some desktop comes with operating system. However, some of those operating system are free version, are trial version that you can always update. Okay, we have also a network operating system, and let me and very important. And this network operating systems, and also let me also say it's very important. Your laptop as well also use your standalone operating system as well. Now you have a network operating system which is linked to what? Linked computer, like your which are mostly used by network servers and all the rest of them, okay, to run your server, your communication and everything, which is what? Your internet server, your computer. So this operating system enables your computer to get access to the internet. So these are the three commonly used um, categories of basic categories. Okay, then we have now going forward, we have also mobile operating system, which is a embedded operating system that was less complicated, more specialized for wireless purposes. Like for example, you see Android, your iOS, your Windows phones. These are different kinds of mobile operating system they are also embedded operating system because of what it comes with the device. Okay, so desktop operating system, which are operating system commonly used by individuals. You have your Windows. That one is mobile. This one is desktop. You have your Windows, which is mostly used across provided by Microsoft, right? And across Africa, most devices are using laptops and everything, and desktops. Computers are using operating system, and that is what? Your Windows, right? Desktop, which is your Windows. You have your Mac OS, which is Apple. You have your Linux, you have your Unix. Your Unix is network originally designed for the internet, for the web, sorry. And then your Linux free version that can be downloaded, is available online. Okay. And then it can also be used as a substitute for Windows as well. Okay, so in this case, we have Windows 8, Windows 10, and so on and so forth. And also right now, there's the one that is on board with the 365. These are all most used operating systems, right? Your Mac, which is from the Apple products, okay, computers, which are the most common ones are Maverick and yes, mate. These are two common operating systems in the family of Apple computers. You have your Linux and Unix, right? Your Unix operating system, as I said before, is used for to power your internet, your servers and mini frames, and also for personal computers as well. Why your Linux is a free version, which is a version of your Unix for individuals, right? And it's free. It's open source, meaning what is free online. You don't need to pay for it. and your Google Chrome operating system is built on what? On Linux, which enables you to have access to internet and cloud computing and all the rest of them. Okay. Now, in this, there's what we call visualization. And what is this visualization? Now, a single computer having dual operating system. So now I mean that your laptop today can have Unix, sorry, your Linux, right, and your Windows. So meaning what, that one computer being partitioned into two, having two different operating systems. So ability to support multiple operating systems on a single physical machine, on a single physical computer, right? And then each virtual machine appears as a separate independent computer. You know what, that when you are working on a visualization computer, when you open a given, let's say you have your Linux and your Windows, when you open your Linux, it's like to in that very computer, it's like you're working, it's only that one that is available in that very computer. Nothing that it's another one that is also installed in that very computer. And also, it's your visualization helps you to host uh, uh, more than one operating system and also a guest operating system. You know that you can run them parallelly, like between Mac to Windows, between Linux and Windows, running together in one party, in one computer, one machine. Okay. Now, in all these things we're talking about, there's another element of utilities, which is for specialized programs to make computing easier. And that is what your utilities does. It's a specialized program that is being designed to make your use of computer more easy and more easier. Now, most essential utilities are like your troubleshooting and diagnostic programs, which assists you as an end user, which assists the computer to recognize and correct problems. Like sometimes there's some fault. Let's say your computer is not connected to the internet, right? Which may not need any technical stuff. By troubleshooting your computer, you're able to diagnose that very problem and then it fixes itself, or it guides you where the issue is coming from. Things like your antivirus programs, they are all utility programs, okay? Which guides your computer against malicious viruses and all those kind of things. Also, backup programs, which copies all your file to restore if necessary if something happens. Remember, these computers that you use, mm, something a virus can be affected by a virus, right? But your backup programs were able to back up your files. That if something happened to your file, your computer, you're able to retrieve the backup file and then continue without losing out anything. Also, we have a file compression programs which reduce the size of a file for more efficient storage. That you have a 2 gig file with your file compressor, can be able to do or to reduce it uh, um, uh, something, let's say 50%. Not that the content will be 50%, no, but just the size of that very file will be compressed, right? Even 50 or even 70%, something like that. Okay, making IT work for you, right? In Mac OS right now. So have your computer ever just stopped responding? What do you do? With your Mac activity monitor, it can be able to assist you to diagnose the problem and then give you a solution on what to do. Okay, so we have Windows utilities, which includes things like your file history, which create a backup for your hard drive to be able to do what? To back up whatever that is contained in your hard drive. What about disk cleanup? Identifies and then eliminate non-essential file Remember, the more you use your computer, there are some files, there are some programs that are no longer useful. Your file cleanup will be able to identify those programs. And then sometimes it can ask you, do you want these programs to be deleted? Because they have not been used for such a long time, or they're no longer necessary according to the computer. And then based on what you say, it can take the action. Okay. And then also um, um, disk, that one is file, this one is disk cleanup, right? And this one is disk defragmenter, which assists you to arrange your files and unused disk spaces to optimize performances. Now, it arranges your files in your computer in a proper manner and be able to make spaces to identify any forms or any form of unused spaces in your computer. So these are all different kinds of utility programs. Okay. And here is the explanation of each of those of the things we talked about here, like your file history. What does it all about? It makes a copy of your file in the library, contacts, favorite, and so on and so forth. Helps you to prevent the effect of disk failure. Instead of your disk, your hard disk running the different files, different programs can be able to conserve that. Okay, your disk cleanup identifies, frees up valuable spaces and improve performance. Remember, when there is a lot of content, a lot of items, a lot of files in your computer, it affects its performance. But what all these utilities we're talking about now will do for you is that they are able to free spaces to optimize, very importantly, your system's performance, so that instead of your system being overused, they can be able to control the usage, because it may be the system is being used by, let's say, 90%. But within that 90% of that performance, you find out that there are non-essential things that are being, system is busy processing. But these programs will enable you to identify them, to eliminate those ones, to close them, to optimize them, so that the performance of your system will improve, because the more it is busy, the more it's going to affect its performance. In terms of, sometimes can even make your system to be very slow, because it's busy processing different files, or there are a lot of files in your system. But this will enable all this clean up will enable that can to create more space for the system to perform optimally. We have the fragmenter, the fragmenter, which organize your files into tracks. As you can see here, to identify and eliminate unessential fragments, and then file becomes fragmented, break up, and restore in non um, contiguous spaces within your programs, okay, by arranging files and unused disk to optimize what operations and what performance. So all these utilities, they are all there to optimize this performance and the operation of your computer. So we have also utility suites. These are combined several programs into one package. Like the way you have your Windows, right? Your Office, in terms of your application software, which is Microsoft Office, right? Which is a combination of different applications. Also, we have utility suite, which is a combination of what? Of programs into one package, and which is what? And it makes it much more less expensive. And one of them, and most popular ones among these suites, are Bit Defender, Neptune Utility, and uh, and all the rest of them. So now, within this lesson, you to understand that every aspect of this lesson have a career one can build out of it. So in this, right, in this particular lesson of system software, one of the careers you can build out of it is what? a specialized computer support specialist or technical support specialist, which provide those technical support to customers, to individuals, okay? Which by performing all those tasks which I've mentioned in terms of your optimizing the speed, performance, and everything about your computer. So these are what they can do for you as an end user, right? As in an organization. So there is a common networking problems and use troubleshooting programs to diagnose problems, okay? So that in the network, let's say the internet is not connecting and all those kind of things, these guys are able to figure out what's the issue, and they can be employed with advanced degree or um become information system, computer science, and all the rest of them. Okay. And then for that to happen, one should be able to have what good analytical skill, customer relation skills, which involves customer service, communication, and people skills. You should be able to relate with people. You can see all these things are all about people. And then also the analytical element of it, be able to think, understand issues, analyze issues, and come up with solution and all the rest of them. And the salary range some time ago is between 29 to 40,000 USD dollars per annum. Okay, thank you. So now when we look from here into the future, what do we see? Where do we see our computer going heading into? Now we can see what we call the self-healing computers. This ability one could means any end computer what crashes and performance problem. That instead of your computer crashing, your hard disk crashing, instead of your computer getting unnecessarily slow, the performance being affected by maybe by viruses on all those continuous the memory of your computer being used, or this your disk being occupied with a lot of processes. The computer can be able to diagnose itself and come up with issue and fix itself. It's like it will heal itself. If you find out that the speed of this computer has been affected by a lot of files that you have opened. For example, a lot of background files are running. It can be able to close them. That's what it simply can be able to close. Instead of you closing, it can be able to close because you find out, let's say you open this file for some time, you're not using it and it's occupying a space, affecting the speed of your computer. The system will automatically do what? Close those things, erase what should be erased, and then to optimize the performance of your computer. Okay, and then also we handle time-consuming performance. So these are different kinds of things we are seeing today into the future. Self-maintaining server can repair itself, can update itself, can protect itself against malicious attacks. Now, on in this very particular lesson, there are a couple of questions, um, page 1 and page 2, that are there to assist you to evaluate yourself, to assess yourself if if you are really understanding or you have understood this particular lesson, particular chapter. So do yourself a favor. By the time you have watched this video, by the time you have read this chapter, this lesson, please make sure you evaluate yourself with this question. First one is what? Describe system software and discuss each of the 4 types of system software, right? Which are what operating system utilities and so on and so forth, okay? And then define system software and describe the basic features in the 3 categories, okay? What are the mobile operating systems? Describe leading mobile operating system, which is your Android software, yeah, okay? What desktop operating system and compare Windows, Mac, uh, Linux, Chrome, and discuss visualization. Discuss utility. What are the most essential utility? What is utility suite? So these are different questions that will assist you to master this chapter. Thank you so much, and I hope you you understood this lesson, this chapter. In case you have any question, please feel free to contact me. And please remember to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much.